Do you want to create an on-brand Shopify style checkout page right inside WooCommerce? Well, you've got it. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do exactly that. Hi, I'm Tavleen from Build WooFunnels. Our sales funnel tutorials help you maximize your profits. Now, WooCommerce is a pretty flexible and user-friendly platform. But when it comes to its checkout page, well, not only does it look basic, but it also is not very customizable. All the fields are stacked one below the other. You cannot split it into multiple steps. The layout definitely does not look clean. And well, email is not even the first field, which means you cannot capture as many abandoned carts as you should. Contrast this with the Shopify Checkout page, which looks really clean and also very modern. Not just that, it's functionally superior. Email is the top field and it is divided into 3 logical steps. But those are just a few things going out in favor of the Shopify Checkout page. There are a lot more. Before we get there, here's a quick look at this video's agenda. So we're going to cover the top 9 highlights of the Shopify's checkout page. Then we look at how to create the Shopify checkout page in WooCommerce. Well, this is the headache-proof method. And finally, I'll show you what makes the WooCommerce checkout even more powerful than Shopify's. Yes, you heard that right. So without further ado, let's dive right in and look at what's so compelling about the Shopify's checkout page that about 3 million store owners are using it as is or with minimum customizations. Yep, let's get behind the scenes. Now, first up, let's look at a Shopify checkout page. Well, so this is the checkout page from a Shopify store, and well, they've used it as is. Now, there are so many things which are going right for this checkout page. Firstly, it is so well branded. Well, you can see the logo on the top left, and then it looks clean and pretty much clutter-free. Now, let's do a quick dissection of this page to look at what's going right for it. First up, we've got the progress indicator at the top. So, well, this is our simple progress bar. You can call them breadcrumbs or progress indicator, whatever you like, but it's well divided into 3 distinct steps. So you've got information, shipping, and payment. Well, the progress indicator is great because it lets people know where they are in their purchase journey, on which step, and how many steps to go. Next up is the express checkout options. Now, well, accelerated payment methods like Amazon Pay, Google Pay, PayPal Express, Apple Pay, they really reduce users' time. In fact, studies show that they can increase sales by twice as much and are 60% faster than the conventional method of filling out the checkout form. So, well, it's great. They've offered these options right at the top. Well, the next thing that I'm really tempted to highlight here is that the email is the top field. Well, this is great if you want to capture more abandoned carts. So, well, if email is the first thing that people fill out, and if they abandon, well, you can just reach out to them and get them to recover their cart. So this is another great feature here. Well, after that, I'd like you to look at the call to action button with clear instructions. So there is a call to action button on every step of the 3-step checkout process, and well, the button has clear instructions. So it really helps pacify users' anxiety, which is kind of a normal thing on the checkout page. Next, of course, this is my favorite part. You can see order total with the breakdown of all costs on the right hand side. Also, you can see that there is the image of the item that they're purchasing. They can clearly see what they've added to their cart and that they're not making a mistake. There's also the quantity bubble, which kind of tells them that they're buying the right stuff. And come on, how many times does this happen that you just end up, adding 2 of the items that you were buying while you were supposed to just buy 1. So this prevents you from making the mistake. Again, great for a satisfying user experience. on the next step, as you can see, they've got multi-step field preview option, which means users can preview some of the important fields they filled out on the previous step. Not all the fields, because that will make the checkout unnecessarily long, but the fields that are important. And they can hit change and make an edit if they found anything was wrong. Overall, you can see it's a clean layout with absolutely no distractions, by which I mean there's no navigation menu at the top, providing users with the exit routes. Well, next up, you can see we've got the Google Address Autocomplete option. Now, for users who do not choose, one of the accelerated payment methods, no worries. We've got a way to save their time too. So while filling out the checkout form, especially the address section, when they enter a few characters, they will see a list of pre-populated addresses. The addresses show up based on the country they're from, which again, there's an auto detection mechanism. So they can see the list of the addresses, they can choose theirs from the list. Well, as you have already guessed, this not only decreases their time spent on the checkout page by 20%, but it also reduces address-related errors, which I'm sure is music to your ears. Now, 70% of traffic comes from mobile, so you definitely want to optimize the checkout experience for mobile shoppers. Shopify has done that job perfectly. So as you can see, this is optimized for mobile, not just the way the fields line up one below the other and how well they go. You don't have to pinch, zoom and all of that, but also there's the order summary at the top. Now this is collapsible, so which means that only when you tap on it will it open up for you to see the details of what you're buying, and if you do not, well, it just remains in the collapsed position, hence saving space. So you don't have to scroll a lot. So those were some of the really cool highlights of the Shopify checkout page. Now, before I dive right in, I'm going to quickly ask you to slam that subscribe button so when I create my next informative content like this one, it finds its way to you. Also, leave a comment and tell me what was your favorite part about this follow along tutorial. Well, now I'm going to show you how to create a Shopify style checkout page right inside WooCommerce using AeroCheckout. So we're going to go hit add new, and well, here you can define the title. So let's just call it Shopify style checkout, and we're going to create checkout. So the page has been created successfully. Now next you'll see the editor launches. Here you've got 4 or 5 steps, which makes the process of creating a checkout fairly intuitive and step by step. So on the first step, you've got the design tab. Now here you've got 2 options. You can use Customizer, which is the built-in checkout page editor, and Elementor. Now again, you can create Shopify style checkout using both the methods, any of the 2 methods that you like. So within Customizer, let's hit 3-step, because Shopify checkout is a 3-step checkout page. And well, here you go. This is a shop checkout. This is the template for creating a Shopify style checkout page. So there you go. Your shop checkout 3-step has been successfully imported. The next thing that you're going to do here is hit edit. Alright, so this is the Shopify style checkout page which is opened up in Customizer. Now you can make any amount of edits that you like. For example, you can click on the pencil icon here, and of course you can select an image to swap your business logo with this logo. So let's just do this. There you go. So the logo has been replaced. There are lots of other editing options that you have here. Again, you can click on this pencil icon and change anything that you like. So this is your image. If you do not want the image to appear, which I would highly recommend that you should have it appear here, so then you can check this box. You can also allow them to delete an item and adjust the quantity of the item on the checkout page itself. Then of course you can make the coupon collapsible if you like by checking this box, or simply uncheck the box, and well, that's how the coupon code will appear. So with just barely a few customizations, you can make this checkout page look however you like. And of course, you got widget visibility here, because of which you can, turn on a bunch of other things like testimonials, benefit bullets, and more. More about that in just a bit, but first, well, take a look at this. It looks great as is. You do not really need to make much of edits. Here you can change the step title if you like. So, you could change to information, shipping information. And as you can see that it changes right away. You don't have to kind of wait for this to appear. It just changes right away as you make the change. So once you're done with your basic customizations in these widgets, well, all you have to do is hit publish and you're ready with your Shopify style checkout page. Righto, so there are a bunch of few things that I should tell you here. So if you want to add a product, well, you can do that here. But if you're creating a global checkout, which will swap your default checkout page, then you do not even have to add a product. Well, this is your fields tab. As I told you, Shopify makes email the first field, which is a very conversion optimized way to go about it. So, well, that's what we've done as well. You can use drag and drop to reorder any of the fields. Unlike WooCommerce, where you literally have to kind of write custom code and just figure things out. Here you can use simple drag and drop. You can add order summary here in addition if you like, or just hit this cross button and it'll go away. But yes, what I must tell you here is in the optimizations tab. So as we saw that Shopify has express checkout options. So in the optimizations tab, you will find this here. Where did we go? Yes, smart buttons for express checkout. So you must have your accelerated payment methods enabled from WooCommerce settings under the payment option. And once you have that, you can just hit enable and of course define the position. At the top of the checkout page is actually the most optimized one. Well, that's simply because people can look at it right away, because that's just like the first thing that people see, and those who have the option to pay via Amazon Pay, Google Pay or whatever, they can make the payment and that's it. Just get done with it. They do not have to scroll. The next thing that we have here is multi-step field preview. So, well, you can select the fields that you would like to show as filled out when they're on the next step. So you can just check the box to show the relevant fields which you would like to show on the next step. So that's that. Once you have done all of that, you're just going to hit save changes. So that's all under the optimizations tab. Now I'm going to take you back to the design tab for a bit and show you something interesting. So let me just edit this. Yeah, there you go. So that's the customizer. Now I'm going to go and hit on this pencil icon right here. And when you scroll further down, you will find the option which is mini cart on mobile view. So, well, you can make it collapsible, and then what will happen is that you will, your users would be able to see a collapsible mini cart just like you saw on Shopify. So all you have to do is check this box and, well, just, if you want to change the text here, you can do that and you will be able to show them a collapsible mini cart just like you saw on Shopify. Alright, now with that done, let me show you the method number 2. So here we are. I'm going to hit remove. And now we're going to go into Elementor. You will see you've got a bunch of templates here to create your checkout page. But since we wanted to create the Shopify checkout page in WooCommerce, we're going to go hit 3-step. And well, this is the template that you're after. So just hit import. There you go. So a 3-step shop checkout template has been imported, and now we're going to hit edit. Yep, so this opens up in Elementor. So this is the Shopify checkout page built right into WooCommerce, and well, we're building it using Elementor. Now, if you're an Elementor freak or you love Elementor, I'm sure you're already beginning to see the possibilities. Well, so these two are basically, the widgets that we've built, that AeroCheckout has built for creating checkout pages. This is called the checkout form widget, and this one's called the mini cart widget. Yes, so well, you can change. You can go into sections under checkout form and edit any of this. the breadcrumbs, you can choose to show it in a tabular format, but of course that's not how Shopify does it. Shopify shows it in the breadcrumb format. You can also change the text that you see here, and again you're familiar with Elementor, so you already know how it works. You can also change the field width. As you can see, you can make it 1/2 or 1/3 and so on. So we're going to make it full, right? You've got a bunch of options here under collapsible order summary. So when you enable it and you do it for mobile, then well, here you go. So that's the collapsible order summary. Now you can disable the collapsible order summary from desktop, so you can select desktop here and disable it, and that way the collapsible order summary will obviously not show up on desktop. Apart from that, you have some other nifty features which I'm sure you're gonna love. So when you hit on the pencil icon here, well, as you can see, you can enable or disable this image that shows here. You can even enable or disable the quantity switcher, which is something that even Shopify doesn't allow you to do. So users can actually adjust the quantity of the item that they are purchasing from the checkout itself. And this is how the cart total gets updated. Further, you can allow deletion. So this will allow users to delete an item. Now, of course, when there are more than one item, this is such an incredibly useful feature to give on the checkout page. This is something that even Shopify does not offer. Then under coupon, you have the option to either turn it collapsible or just keep it like that. So that's of course your choice. So these are two widgets that Arrow has developed for you. It's called Checkout Form and the Mini Cart widget. Apart from that, I'm sure you're familiar with the Elementor widgets, and well, you've got infinite options to customize your checkout page. Well, for example, you can drag and drop any of the widgets here and just put it here and make your checkout page look just the way you like. I love this testimonials widget by Elementor. So yeah, it's incredible. So well, yes, the sky is literally the limit. You can make the checkout page look exactly how you want. Alright, now with that out of the way, let me show you some of the amazing things that Arrow allows you to do inside of WooCommerce that even Shopify doesn't. Yes, so we're going to take it notches higher. For starters, you can create a one-page checkout, which means that you do not have to split your checkout form into multiple steps. All of the fields can be laid out one below the other right in one step. Right, so there you go. They just have to click on place order. This is especially useful if you're selling digital products where there's no point overwhelming users with multiple steps. All of it can be on a single page. To set that up, this is Arrow's thoughtfully engineered form builder. So it's in the fields section. Well, you can rearrange fields, you can rearrange sections and all of that. So these are called sections, and within that you've got the fields. Apart from that, you can click on the plus icon here to add a new step, and then you can add section here and add more fields into that section. So that's how you can create 2 or more steps. Now that was just one thing. Arrow also allows you to show testimonials. So you can just, click on the eye icon here. Yep, there you go. So the testimonials show up and you can edit them, add image of the person, the testimonial giver, and so on. It also allows you to add benefit bullets. So a section on why buy from us. There you go. So these are all the bullets on why buy from us. You've got them listed one below the other. So this is something that Shopify doesn't let you do, but Arrow does. Then you've got cart editing options. So when you click on this pencil icon, you can choose to show the quantity adjuster, which means users can adjust the quantity of the items that they are purchasing from here itself. And then allow deletion. So users will be able to delete a specific item from their cart using this cross button, which is great. You're giving them cart editing options on the checkout page itself, which means that they do not have to do a back and forth between the checkout and the cart page in case they change their mind, which is again brilliant. Finally, this is a big one. Arrow allows you to add order bump to your checkout page, which helps you increase the average order value. Well, so you can decide when you want to show the order bump, either always or based on any of the set conditions. Well, so there you go. That's the order bump with the price of the item. They can add it with a single tick on the checkbox. So there you go. Now it's time for the final verdict. WooCommerce Checkout versus Shopify Checkout. Which of the two is the winner? Well, clearly WooCommerce is a very flexible and extensible platform, but its checkout is not. It's quite rigid and looks basic. However, when you combine it with AeroCheckout, its power literally multiplies. Not only can you create a checkout page that looks and works exactly like Shopify, but also go a few steps further. For example, like I showed you, you can have the cart editing options on the checkout page. You can insert testimonial block, which by the way, can increase conversions on the checkout by at least 6%. And not just that, you can add benefit bullets and my favorite, order bump. So I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video and going into the depths of this topic. Do leave a comment and let me know what was your favorite part of the video, and also if you have any question that I could not answer throughout this video. I'll be happy to take them up for you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I will see you in my next video. Till then, it's me, Tavleen, and I'm signing out.